Hello, 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 everyone. I don't know why I skipped a few letters, but hello, everyone. Welcome to Snowfell, a temple of Aphrodite. I will be your host and oracle this evening. I'm Evangeline. I should have said that first. I'm Evangeline, and I'm going to be your host and oracle this evening. I'm really trying to work on that introduction. But I'm going to jump right into some. I'm going to jump right into it. Um, I'm gonna see what. I'm gonna see who's visiting the temple today, and sorry, there's something that's really annoying me. Well, that's better. I'm gonna see who's visiting the temple today and what guidance they are looking for. Okay. I might start taking visitations only after sunset due to the heat that is approaching. Summer is approaching fast, and delight is ever growing. So my sensitivity is getting a little bit, sensitive. I feel much better in the dark. Um, not completely in the dark. I do like candlelight. Um, so yeah, let's see what we got going on in here. I usually do an elaborate explanation of how I interpret things, but we're just gonna work with what we got. I'll let you know what you need to know as we need to know it. If you resonate with this reading, then you are our visitor. If you are not our visitor, then welcome, you're a fellow oracle this evening. And you're here to bear witness the guidance that is given to us by the divine goddess Aphrodite. Pardon me, don't mean to be all up in your face like that. I do have to be careful because it does take a little bit of candlelight. Well, it takes a little bit of fire to make such an ambiance. Don't want to burn anything down. But I do think that it would be highly romantic if the temple of Aphrodite were to catch on fire at some point. Call it the heat of the moment, if you will. Did you know that torches are a symbol of Eros? I think this is why romantic evenings consist of candlelight. I'm not going to make this reading too complicated. So let's see what we have here. Yeah, not too complicated. Only simple questions of the Temple of Aphrodite. Please don't overload the environment with your inquiries. But our visitor today is going to be the Emperor. Well, hello, sir. You need not to identify as male to be a visitor or to be represented by the Emperor. We'll get a little bit further. It is a masculine energy, so you may be powerful in some sense or another. And the reason why you as our visitor are here is because of, well, the child is going to be represented by the Child of Cups, and the children of the tarot card are all, we're going to be experts at the trait of openness, and they are, in this one, is going to be open to ideas of feelings, emotions, agreeability, socialization. So this is, we have an Emperor who's looking to get into dating game. A little bit of our Emperor's background is going to be represented by the Six of Wands as well as the Nine of Cups. So this is someone who is rather well liked. Yeah, this is someone who's rather well liked. Fame, fame, fame. This is we have a guest of honor in the temple this evening. Wonderful. Aphrodite is absolutely pleased by this energy. This is quite the value. As far as their aspiration goes, we have the Four of Swords. So this is someone who is looking for peace. They're getting into the dating game and they're looking for peace. I can see why. It seems like you might have a lot of hanger-ons, a lot of sycophants, a lot of people singing your praises. You're a little bit tired of being so famous and well liked. What a shame! What a terrible burden to be placed upon you. Let's see if we can remedy that. What are the? Or I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna ask our visitor what options they are contemplating already. One option is represented by the Adult of Pentacles. So this is someone who, one of their options seems to be someone who is of social standing. And is going to be clarified by the Strength card. So this is someone who's, you might be looking at someone who's been in, so you're looking for a suitor. Okay, I love this. This is exactly why we opened the temple. You're looking for a, you have eyes on someone who is of social standing and has been in your same social sphere for quite some time. I can see why this is an option for you. Let's look at the other option. The other option is going to be represented by the Nine of Pentacles, and this is going to be someone who is just exceptionally beautiful. Oh wow, I love this. I might start doing all my readings by candlelight. It brings such an energy, such a different energy. Yeah, you're looking at someone who's exceptionally beautiful, and that's going to be clarified by the Adolescent of Cups. So this is going to be someone who is exceptionally beautiful and incredibly romantic. Wow, this is, you know, if you had been, if you are an avoidant individual, then this is an option in which you wish to have your cake and eat it too. One is definitely, I mean, well, it does seem like this is your standard wifey material or particular spouse material. Whatever it is your choice, but this is a very masculine energy, so again, welcome. Yeah, you're looking at someone who this is very interesting. You're looking at someone who is of high marital status, and then you're looking at another person who would almost be a perfect option for a mistress if it were that you were to take, to take two lovers. One would make a wonderful wife, and one would make a very exciting mistress. Wow. Let's see here. I think I'm going to ask for a little bit more information. What seems to be the issue with going with the wifey material? Now, not to say that either one of these sound like a wonderful partner to choose from, and I do love that you're deciding to choose between the two and not to have both. That shows great temperance. Yeah, you don't want to overload your plate. I love a person whose eyes aren't bigger than their stomach. Or at least they know that they're not. Or at least cautious about it. What is well, it might be that there's two wonderful options to choose from. That might be the reason why. But there has to be more than that. Why isn't the Adult of Pentacles in the Strength? Why isn't the strong Adult of Pentacles an obvious choice? We have Temperance, so they could be a bit prudish. That is something to think about. So they're not providing enough dopamine for you. That's good to know. I mean, that's very wise of you to note that already. I'm rather impressed. Why isn't the Romantic Nine of Pentacles an obvious choice? Why isn't the Romantic Nine of Pentacles the obvious choice? Oh, here we go. We have the Adult of Wands. So this could be a bit of a rash decision. Oh, what don't we love that in romance? We also have the Adolescent of Pentacles at the bottom. So you are trying to make the right decision. Wow, this is a tricky one. I would say, wow, it seems as though one is lacking dopamine, one does not inspire dopamine in you, and the other inspires a lot of dopamine in you. Is that frightening for some reason? I want to ask. I guess the Adolescent of Pentacles suggest that with all this power and prestige represented by the Emperor, and all this fame represented by the Six of Wands and the Nine of Cups. It seems as though you have enough prestige for everyone. Oh, well, I guess maybe you might be worried that the Romantic Nine of Pentacles could be a bit too dopamine inspiring. Then we have the Six of Coins here. Let me get one more for the strong Adult of Pentacles. Pardon my reach. And we have the Child of Cups again. I feel as though you may think that the Nine of Pentacles, or romantic individual, I think you might be fearful that they're going to take from you, take more from you, and then um, the strong adult of Pentacles, I believe you think is going to, is going to not provide enough excitement or romance. I really do feel as though that the strong adult of Pentacles is not. I would say it would be very different if you had come to the Temple of F, or if you had come to the Temple of Hera with this question. I do believe Hera would say to go with the adult of Pentacles. As an Oracle Aphrodite, I would go with the Nine of Pentacles. You may be able to temper what you give. You might feel as though you can't. I think that you may feel as though the Nine of Pentacles would take the entire world from you, or you would give up the entire world for the Nine of Pentacles without a second guess, and be left, and you're afraid that you're going to be left with nothing. But with the adult of Pentacles, it seems as though it would not be taking anything from you, but it wouldn't be giving you anything at all. I see. Again, I do think I'm gonna start giving some guidance now. I have an idea of what personality type you might be. This giving energy and this high extroversion suggests that you're going to be borderline for sure. Yeah, for sure. Very interesting guidance here. I'll take these three. Over here, and you over here. We're going to look at the bottom of the deck, and we have the Two of Pentacles, which is funny since you're juggling between two Pentacle cards. That's a little self-explanatory, so we won't dig too deeply into that. We have the Elder of Wands here, so again, this is kind of like, well, I would say that with a strategic mindset here, you definitely weighed your pros and cons well, I would say. There might be a little bit of Libra in you. You weighed your pros and cons quite well. I would say use your strategicness to achieve, not maintain. You want more, have it. We also have the Temperance card showing up again. Temper yourself. If you don't, you must temper yourself. You must understand what you are willing to give and what you are not willing to give. Definitely on the side of the Nine of Pentacles, very lovely, attractive, dopamine inspiring individual. And then for the Adult of Pentacles, I would say come in with passion. See how it is. Do they respond to your passions? You may already know this. Do they respond to your passions? I know this is supposed to be a bit of guidance, but I mean, like, it's a little bit of guidance in your questionnaire. You're an exceptionally thoughtful individual. You definitely thought all of this out already. Maybe they do not. Maybe they do not respond to your romantic advances. That can get rather frustrating after a point, and frustration leads to quite the mistakes made. We also have the Wheel of Fortune here on the side of the Adult of Pentacles. So this is going to be this is giving me a little bit of I don't know, like I wanted to say like even exchange or lack of predictability. This is like a lack of consistency. Maybe they're hot and they're cold. They're yes and they're no. They're in and they're out. They're up and they're down. Maybe they're very Katy Perry. And then again, we have the Adult of Pentacles. Maybe they are exactly who they are. As far as guidance is shown, they are exactly who they are. They are going to be consistent, and they are who they are, and they're going to be inconsistent with their reactions to your romantic advances. On the side of the lovely Nine of Pentacles, we have the Adult of Cups. So this one is going to be rather receptive, and again, you probably know that. Yeah, again, you probably know that. Paired with the Temperance here, they're going to be rather agreeable. They're going to be rather. I think that if you told this person no, that it would not be the end of the world if it is that they're asking for something that you do not wish to give. And then with the Hanged Man, as far as like a clarification on their personhood, it seems like our Nine of Pentacles is going to be someone whose opinion of things changes based off of the day or the information they get. That instead, compared to, this is very funny, compared to the Wheel of Fortune, the Wheel of Fortune is going to be inconsistent because there's probably a lot going on inside the Adult of Pentacles head. That suggests that this may be an avoidant type of energy. So this is, oh yes, if your Adult of Pentacles is rather quiet, this almost naturally spouse material. If they're rather quiet, it means that they have a lot going on in their head. And if they're not willing to share it, then not only are they not providing dopamine, but they're also not providing oxytocin. It's giving me a little bit of like, you might not know exactly how to communicate with this person. As far as guidance goes, it would be absolutely unfulfilling to partner yourself up with someone who is lacking dopamine and oxytocin. So this is probably a personality type that is in the unromantic group. So this is going to be schizoid, paranoid, or schizotypal. So this is going to be someone this is going to be someone who's rather shy, rather reserved. Oh, sweet thing, beautiful thing. Um, yeah, shy, reserved, um, possibly within that group, suspicious, or just just lacking a little bit of like they might not feel comfortable being themselves around you, which, you know, with your emperor status and your exceptional fame and glory, they might be intimidated by you. And so they might be, oh, have you ever seen Coming to America? Um, where, what's his name? You know the main character, famous comedian. I'm drawing a blank here. Please don't mind me. I've been staring at a bright light, so my third eye is a little overwhelmed. But that scene where, you know, he's a prince and he's asked to get married, and the bride of choice for the arranged marriage, or someone who is the bride that's offered to him, I suppose, which is a little interesting, but we won't get into the patriarchy of that. But the woman is a very whatever you like. You know, have you seen it? You know what I'm talking about. Whatever you like, and he asks her what's her favorite color or food or something like that, and she's like, whatever you like. And I feel like that might be very similar to the situation that you're in right now. And although very serotonin boosting, very beautiful, very stable, very you know, very stable. You definitely won't have to watch your back. I don't think this is a person who is going to harm you in any way. Um, but I can see that there is a lack of dopamine. There's nothing new. There's nothing new to learn there, and if there was something new to learn, they're not telling you. They're not going to tell you. With the adult of Pentacles showing up twice, they are exactly who they are. It's not that they're hiding depth. It's that that is as deep as they are. Um, so yeah, this is very schizoid individual, and that's just a reserved type of energy. Um, or this could also be very dependent, I suppose, if they're giving you a whatever you like type of energy. But I do think it's more of a schizoid where they're looking for comfortability, they're looking for stability, structure, and you're definitely able to provide that with your prestige alone. Um, on the side of the Nine of Pentacles, which is very different. So if you have watched the movie, when he goes to America, hence the title, he meets a woman who works at a fast food restaurant and falls in love with her authenticity. And there becomes some struggles or whatever, some miscommunications, but they eventually come together, and she becomes rather like she becomes the queen or princess or whatever it is, and she settles into the environment quite well. um it it does seem like with the adult of cups showing up, um it does seem like you probably have a lot in common. They're going to be rather agreeable, and with the hangman, they're also going to give you lots of different perspectives. Again, it really does feel like a Coming to America movie, um, where your particular Nine of Cups interest is going to give you like kind of like new things to think about. It's going to be rather stimulating, and that's a really great way to build oxytocin as well as dopamine. And the same thing when you're discovering something new about something, and that's exactly what it means to fall in love. And that's why we have that song "Getting to Know You" from The Sound of Music. getting to know you, getting to know all about you, something like that. That is what falling in love is. So I can see why I can definitely see decisions that you're making. I don't think that one is going to be, if it depends on what your focus is on. I mean, you did come to the Temple of Aphrodite and not Hera, which was definitely a choice. And with that choice in mind, um, I would advise to go with the individual who provides dopamine and oxytocin. Um, with temperance there, you can guide them in the way of your lifestyle, I suppose. And with the hangman there, they're going to be rather receptive to new information. Um, it definitely does not seem like our Nine of Pentacles here is going to have issue with newness. They're not going to be a stickler. They're not gonna go into shock at the whatever type of regal lifestyle you obviously live. But you know that you did come to the Temple of Aphrodite asking for this clarification. So I mean, it's important for me to give the disclaimer that I can only give advice that resonates with the personality that resides here in the temple. Um, and it's a very romantic, I mean, and it does seem like you're in the romantic category as well. I mean, it doesn't mean that you can't step out of that as far as a partnership goes, but you're lucky enough to be in the romantic category naturally. So, and if you do have your eyes on someone who is also in the romantic group naturally, then that's quite a fortunate union in the eyes of Aphrodite. She would definitely have you would definitely have her blessing in picking the Nine of Pentacles, and I could see you definitely having Hera's blessing in picking the Adult of Pentacles. But with the Adult of Pentacles, I would just say the quickest way to lose Hera's blessing is to commit a form of infidelity, and that could be an easy opportunity for you with a lack of dopamine and a lack of oxytocin. um, Aphrodite does not care for mistresses. And it does seem like if you were going to choose the Adult of Pentacles, that taking a mistress would be almost an inevitable path. Yeah, almost an inevitable path. And if you did take a mistress, you would fall deeply in love with them, and that would cause this same decision to happen again. Um, you would not be able to hide this information from your Adult of Pentacles option. If they are of a schizoid personality type, they will notice that. You will not be able to get one over on them. You would have to exercise exceptional dominance in order to maintain that relationship. If the Adult of Pentacles suggests that that relationship should not persist, and you fold to that, then you will be romantically stuck. Now, Aphrodite does not have an issue with you having a wife and a mistress as long as you are clear on your intentions. So you would have to clear this up with both of them in order to maintain Aphrodite's blessing. And you would have to be true in all your feelings. You would have to know where to put your feelings. But again, I'm not so sure that you are the it does not seem that you are the avoidant type. Otherwise, you would just go and do this, and you would not come for any consult. So I have said before to many a visitor, be careful who you get your advice from. So if you had been around when I was providing that advice, then you already know that this was the advice I was going to give. So you already know the choice you were going to make. Yeah. If you do, if you do, I'll say this. I can see down the line, like I already said about the Adult of Pentacles, I could see you, if you choose that, you will have put yourself in a beautiful cage that will lead to a bird-like restlessness. If you choose the Nine of Pentacles, you will have a very exciting and fulfilling life. It will be fun. It will be fun. It will be fun to teach them what you know about your environment. And it will be enlightening to have someone who obviously seems like an outsider. It would be very interesting to have an outsider give their perspective. It does seem like they would be exceptionally open into giving their 2 cents about what is going on in everything that's going around them, and I think you might get a great thrill out of that. You'll definitely feel like a complete person with your Nine of Pentacles energy. If you are afraid that the Nine of Pentacles is going to, if you're afraid that the Nine of Pentacles is going to take more than their fair share of your splendor, putting up some boundaries and saying like, hey, I can't give you all of this. I don't see them having a problem with that conversation. I think that if you inspire in them what they inspire in you, I feel as though that they would already feel blessed even if you gave them nothing but the dopamine and the oxytocin. And you definitely can play around with that, especially in the beginning of your courting or the beginning of your official union. You can spend time just keeping things simple. And after some time, because time proves consistency and consistency proves personality, you'll likely gain confidence in order to provide more to this individual as your passions for them grow. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave the reading there. Thank you for your visit. I hope you enjoyed your time here at the temple. If you did not enjoy your time here at the temple, that's completely your choice, and I completely respect it. I hope that you have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night. If you do not wish to have a wonderful morning, day, afternoon, evening, or night, that is totally your choice, and I completely respect it. Until next time, I'll see you.